Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Precious, and in today's video I will be showing you how to do the Ghana weave feed in method of cornrowing your hair. So I made a similar video about it a few months ago, but today I'll be making a more detailed video of it. So in case you have any question, don't forget to leave your comment or your question in the comment section below. And if you want to watch the first video from a few months ago, I'll leave the link in the description box below, so do check it out when you can. So for this hair I'll be using pre-stretched hair and 4C hair, so I won't be making a full head of hair. I'll just show you a sample of what I want to do, which is the Ghana weave. So I just parted the hair and I'll be using this middle section that I've parted. So I didn't comb the hair, if you notice, because I was trying to avoid any breakage to her hair. Her hair is in a bad state because it has been over manipulated over time, so I won't add any more manipulations to it apart from what I want to do. So I'm just making sure she has a clean enough part for the Ghana weave, and once I'm sure it's clean enough, I would proceed with my weave. I just make sure I'm not using any edge control or any gel for the hair. You can also use, but I prefer you use a water-based gel that can easily absorb into the hair, and not those ones that would cake and clog the pores and cause product buildup on our hair. So for this particular hair, I'm going to weave the sides so that it doesn't obstruct us from seeing what I want to do. Oh, and remember, we have to be careful when handling hair. Handle the hair like you handle human beings, because you are handling human beings. So handle them as gently as possible. So for this particular video, we'll be making use of red Brazilian wool. So we have two strands of Brazilian wool folded together, and we're going to hold it and position it this way I did just now. And then we're going to use our index and thumb to grab one side from the one that was separated, just the way I positioned it. Okay, just one strand from the other one, and then it's gonna be like this. This is how you're going to start your Ghana weave. So you start by placing it at the front and grabbing a little piece of the hair with your thumb and index finger, and then that remaining strand is what we start with. Okay, so at first you position the hair and grab the two sides and weave normally the way you do cornrows. The only difference between it is that you are picking with the Brazilian wool that we have. Okay, so we are going to pick from the top and collect from a piece of hair. Pick from the top, go to the left, collect a piece of hair, then top, right, collect piece of hair. Okay, that's the pattern of this weave. Along the way we are adding little pieces of hair. This little piece of hair is not an invincible one, so we place it at the top of the hair. Placing it at the top of the hair, we pick the middle one along with it and then go to the left, and then as you can see, the other one is still left hanging outside, and that's what we use as the left side. Okay, so let's go over them again. So we just finished with one strand of added hair, so we're going to go with another one. We pick, we hold, placed on top, pick from the middle to the right, then pick from the middle again with the additional one remaining to the left, and pick strand of hair just like that. We are adding extras at every weave. Okay, so we don't leave space in between. I'm going to show you why we don't leave space in between later. Okay, so we're going to start like this and we add our hair. We take a new strand, add it on top, then we weave. If you see correctly, this is quite different from the invisible feeding method, because the invisible feeding method you add under, not on top. So when you add under and you weave, we end up not seeing the added weave that you placed on the hair. Rather, we just see that the hair is increasing in size, right? And it's very good as well. But this method, you place it at the top. When you place it at the top, you continue your weave like normal and take it in. Okay, it's at the top, so we took the first one to the right and then we took the other to the left, and we continue adding just like we do in invisible feeding method, but we add at the top. Just in case you're confused on the invisible feeding method, do check out the other video. I'll post the link on the description box below. Check it out and let me know what you think about the two type of feeding method. Okay, so we're going to continue like this, just the way you see on the video. From the top, you add, you hold, place on the top, then take it to the right, pick the ones from the middle and weave. Good. Then pick the one from the left and pick from the middle and go. This way you leave the added hair at the top of the braid. So let's go, and I'm going to show you why you should try not to skip any step, like any weave. As you weave, you add. Immediately you finish with the other, you add another one. Okay, you don't leave any space in between, because if you do, it's going to show and it's going to be rough. So it's best you try to make sure that everything is uniform and as neat as possible. Okay. Oh, and another important thing to note is that when adding your hair, make sure that the hair you are adding is of the same size, because it is more easier right now because I am making use of Brazilian wool, so it's already pre-parted and quicker to use. So I'm just going to leave this part and I won't add any hair here so that you can see. So I just took from the middle and take to the right, took from the middle and take to the left before I added another one. So if you see there's a break in this braid, because from the beginning there has been a regular pattern that was maintained, but along the way I skip a step and it's going to show there. Although if you are doing it in tinier braids, it might not be more noticeable, but when you're making it in big braids, it's very noticeable. So you need to try to maintain the pattern that you have followed. If you decide to add it every 2 steps, then that is also fine. But if you are going with one step, you go with one step. If you are going with 2 steps, you go with 2 steps all the way. So you need to try to maintain the regular pattern to give it a more better look. Okay, so as I was saying, it's because I'm using Brazilian wool, it's more easier to add hair because all the strands are already pre-arranged for me and I just have to add them and continue braiding. So I would continue adding throughout the length of the hair, unless I don't want to add at the base that is at the back of the hair. That's totally fine, but like I said, you just have to make sure you maintain a regular pattern of your Ghana weave. So when you get to the last part, you can just weave completely down. You don't need to add more extra hair at the top, you just continue weaving. And then when you want to add any extra ones, make it longer, you can then add invisible feeding and continue your hair. So like I said earlier in this video, this style is a very popular style here in Nigeria. So before we knew of the invisible feeding method, this was the very method we use. We just add hair from the top and we continue braiding. It's very beautiful as well, so you should give it a try and see how it turns out. So this method can also be rocked well when made nicely by who actually knows how to make the hair, and you see the beauty of the hair. So right now, as you can see, you see the added hair at the top. Yes, this added part of it. So when you look from the front, you see that added hair. So you see how this part where we skipped is noticeable, so we try to avoid this. Okay, so we continue down the length of the hair. If you find this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye. Mwah.